early to say which way the wind blows over the next couple of hours and over the next few minutes perhaps even. But let's just take those numbers again on the screen. Just a reminder here, very early stages. These are only the initial numbers that we have for you at this point. There we have the latest stack of numbers there. And we are just going to be telling you that at the moment, we cannot wait to see how these numbers change just over the next few minutes even perhaps, and over the next 1 hour. Mr. Gupta, yes, I want to know what you're saying at that point.
No, Congress is leading in all the 4 states.
Yes.
That's not all the 4. In Rajasthan, it is still the Bharatiya Janata Party. They've got a lead by 55 to 50. So in Rajasthan,
it's a cliffhanger. It's a cliffhanger in both Rajasthan and
But are you surprised with what is happening in Madhya Pradesh? Because this was something that not even, the most optimistic of Congress pollsters had been predicting. But clearly enough, the Congress appears to be in the lead. What seems to have gone wrong for the Bharatiya Janata Party?
It's a very slender lead.
It's very slender.
Right now, actually, in the initial stages, only the postal ballots are counted. And since postal ballots comes mostly from people who are posted in frontier, means the Jawans and officers on the front, and also police officers and government officers who are into polling duty who cannot vote in their
This is the first hour of counting.
So they are basically in election after election. It's seen that BJP dominates the postal ballots, and
Absolutely.
even in postal ballots, if Congress is leading, then there is a change.
These are the key takeaways. If you're just joining us, what has been the key development over the last 1 hour or so? These are 5 takeaways that we're getting to you at this point. The Congress taking a lead in Telangana. Just a reminder here, very initial stage at this point, but that is what things are looking like in the state of Telangana right now, and a close race in Madhya Pradesh as well as Rajasthan there. Very interesting. The Congress there also, in fact, maintaining a lead as far as the state of Chhattisgarh is concerned. Is this along the expected lines or not? We will, of course, get our panelists in on that point. But we are looking at early celebrations in the Congress Delhi headquarters. Of course, we've been getting those images. We will get you those latest images from the headquarters there of what the scenes are looking like as we continue to track the reactions coming in over the next couple of hours as well. Remember, very early stage. These are just the initial numbers at this point. But we can tell you at this point, in the state of Telangana, the Congress taking the lead as far as the early numbers are concerned. The close race in Madhya Pradesh and Rajasthan being the other takeaway. This is the semi-final before the 2024 election, and which is why these election results are very significant to watch out for. I want to ask both Mr. Upadhyay and Mr. Gupta for your assessments at this point.
I think in Rajasthan, what the Congress has done is, despite infighting, somehow they got together probably when it came to, fighting the elections.
Right.
See, remember Digvijay Singh and Kamal Nath had a running battle about the selection of candidates. At one point of time, Kamal Nath openly said, go and tear Digvijay Singh and his son's shirts, because he's the one who's responsible for the candidates who have been put up. These kind of they had an open battle. And in spite of that, if they're done well, it shows that they have worked together when on the ground. Right. So that is probably the reason why they are doing well. Whereas on the other hand, the BJP, by keeping people like Chavan out till the very last minute, probably they're paying a price for that. So that is what is happening in Madhya Pradesh. As far as Rajasthan is concerned, the same story. Where you kept away Rajay out, and then you have brought in Gajendra Singh. I mean, he's just an MP, for a 2-time MP, and compared to Vijay Scindia, he's nobody. He's just 56 years old, and he was being projected as a CM candidate. So probably all this has had an effect on this.
This is an interesting point that you've brought out. Local leaders need to be empowered to win state elections. You cannot rely on your national leaders to come and rely on their charisma to sweep the elections. Yes, that can happen at a certain point of time. It happened, in the initial years after 2014, when Prime Minister Narendra Modi's popularity was at such an enormous peak that he would go address rallies. Lakhs of people would turn up and they would also vote for him. But that seems to have, not happened, let's say, for instance, in Karnataka. And that's a trend that appears to be happening. Is that a problem, Mr. Sharad Gupta, that the Bharatiya Janata Party has been too reliant on the central heavyweights to pull them through, But on the state level, this may not translate into votes.
You know, if you see the popularity rating of state and national leaders, Mr. Modi's ratings are at 38.
Yes.
Far, far ahead of any other leader. So that's why naturally they have to rely on his face, because he is the most popular leader among all parties. And state leaders, if you see their popularity ratings, they are in single digits.
Right.
Some 3 or 4%. So there is no comparison to their popularity as with Mr. Modi's popularity. Secondly, as we are seeing, there is a cliffhanger in both Madhya Pradesh and Rajasthan. Again, I am saying the role of independents is going to be very, very crucial. And I told you earlier that both Mr. Gehlot and Vasundhara Raje, they are now mustering their band of supporters among the independent MLAs, and I suspect that there's again going to be this resort politics.
Right.
Some of the MLAs...
You're already predicting resort politics. We are 1 hour into the counting. It's 9 o'clock in the morning on a Super Sunday, where we are counting down to who is going to form the government in 4 crucial states in the central part of India. And this is now going to be something that we'll be watching out for. Now, Madhya Pradesh, keep watching those numbers as they trickle up. Congress is still maintaining that slender lead, 79 to BJP 71. In Rajasthan, the BJP now appears to be pulling away slightly, 66 to Congress's 53. The others have got 4. In Telangana, it is the BRS which is trailing by a big margin. The Congress has pulled away. It's almost double what the BRS is. Congress has got 59 to BRS is 33. And in the state of Chhattisgarh, this is not a surprise. This is what a lot of people are predicting. Bhupesh Baghel would not get the kind of landslide victory that he had in the previous election, but he would still maintain his majority. That appears to be pretty much on the cards. Now, this is an interesting change. BJP is now at 78. The Congress is at 79. The slender lead that he'd been talking about, that has diminished significantly. It is a cliffhanger of an election, and we will still not be able to predict. As you said, you know, these are initial postal votes that are being counted. Probably by about 11, 12 o'clock is when we would see the leads and trends solidify. At this moment, it is anyone's election, Mr. Upadhyay.
Saleh, we have not talked about Chhattisgarh so far. I think it's important to talk about Chhattisgarh as well. Because Baghel ran a campaign all on his own. You know, the central leaders were hardly to be seen there. And I think even in the selection of candidates, he had a very big say. And he replaced many of the sitting MLAs. Many of the sitting MLAs were replaced. Out of 66 people he had, 27 were changed. So that seems to be paying off for him. In spite of the fact that the Congress, the BJP tried to rely on their old, guard, like Raman Singh, they brought in Raman Singh,
right.
But that doesn't seem to be working.
You know, that's an interesting point that you made. And Chhattisgarh is an interesting state. It's a slightly smaller state, but it's still very crucial in predicting which way the winds are blowing in that part of the region. Mr. Gupta, what do you make of this fact that the BJP has been trying a lot even in Chhattisgarh, but they've managed to close down a bit of the lead, but they've not managed to trump Congress? Is it Bhupesh Baghel and his policies? What's working out for the Congress there?
Let me tell you, initially Bhupesh Baghel was almost, means it was given that he is going to form the government.
Right.
But then BJP had also given up its campaign, because they thought that he's such a popular leader, and his policies and freebies, they are so popular with the people. So they had almost given up on Chhattisgarh. But then as the campaign progressed, BJP realized that they have a chance there. And then they started intensifying their campaign. Prime Minister Modi was supposed to address only 3 rallies in Chhattisgarh, but by the time campaign ended, he has already addressed 9 rallies in Chhattisgarh.
Right.
So that means they intensified their campaign 3 times. And that is paying off. Because Baghel, despite all his populist measures, his government has been mired with corruption. So many people have been arrested in his state with lots of cash and all that.
Right.
His officers, there was an officer, PCS officer, a lady officer, who was arrested with a lot of cash, and she used to report directly to the Chief Minister.
Right. These are some interesting tidbits that you're giving us in terms of what has been happening in the lead up to the voting day. And now, of course, we are looking at the results that are coming out. These are the numbers as they stack up. And my colleague Rahesha Sehgal is, of course, joining us on this broadcast. Rahesha, over to you. This, of course, is a Super Sunday. It's a bit of a cliffhanger, and this election is, of course, living up to that particular characterization that this is going to be a cliffhanger. We'll not know what's going to happen till we actually get the leads.
Yes, Saleh, it's been an hour since we started India's race to power. Here are the top 5 developments till now. Congress has taken lead in Telangana. Meanwhile, there is close race in Madhya Pradesh and Rajasthan. Congress is also maintaining lead in Chhattisgarh, and we're also seeing early celebrations in Congress Delhi headquarters. Meanwhile, postal votes are being counted in 4 states as of now. These are the top 5 developments as of now at 9 a.m. IST.
Indeed, Rahesha. These are, of course, the big takeaways. It's not right to, in fact, celebrate so early because, remember, these are still very early leads and trends. They'll, of course, solidify as the day progresses, as more number of votes will, of course, be counted. And my colleague Molly Gambhir is standing by with more data that she's got. Over to you, Molly.
Right, Saleh. What an interesting, nail-biting race to power this is. Now, for those of you just joining us, we have been decoding what the initial stage is telling us. These are just the early numbers. Here's a reminder. The wind could blow either way, but it's interesting to watch what these numbers at the moment are telling us. Let's just take you state by state. If you're just joining us, hang in there, because this is emerging to be a very interesting contest. Here we have the numbers in the state of Chhattisgarh as well. Just look at that. The BJP at 37, the Congress at 36. It's going to be a very interesting state to watch out for multiple reasons, given the way in which the voters have also given out their indicators over the last decade or so. The 2018-2019 comparison coming up for you in just a short bit to tell us whether or not these numbers at this stage tell us the indicators, to what extent they will actually impact the mood on the ground at the national level. But at the same time, we will get to that in a while when the numbers firm up. These are just the early stage numbers. In the state of Madhya Pradesh, just look at that. The BJP at 89 at this point. This is a very interesting contest as well. The Congress at 84. It is looking like a very interesting contest which could determine whether or not the state of Madhya Pradesh will yield any surprise this time around, or will Shivraj Singh Chauhan be actually able to emerge victorious. Because remember the 2018 election and then what resulted in 2020 and the way things changed for the state there. In the state of Rajasthan, remember, it has a pattern of not choosing the same party in any back-to-back elections. So will the Congress be able to buck that trend this time around is the immediate question that arises. The BJP at 70 at this point, the Congress at 59. And this is going to be a contest that will have immediate implications for the Congress, remember, whether or not it will impact its positioning within the opposition alliance at the national level. Will it be able to continue to speak with the position of strength, or will it have to shift gears as far as its approach is concerned, its strategy is concerned? We will have to wait and watch. Remember, these are just the early numbers at this point. It's too difficult to predict at this point which way things are headed, whether or not the numbers will continue to shape up in this direction, or will there be a surprise twist? The BJP at 70, the Congress at 59 in the state of Rajasthan. Let's now take a look at how things are shaping up in the state of Telangana. Remember, we've been telling you the Congress there edging out the BRS. 59 is what the number is looking like at this stage. If you're just joining us, this is just an hour or so as far as the counting process is concerned. So still a long way to go. Still too early to say whether or not these trends will stick. But at the same time, remember, 39 for the BRS, the BJP at 6. That in itself holds a very crucial message for the BJP, for the Congress and for the BRS. But at the same time, we've been telling you this is an election which also has far-reaching implications at the national level as far as the gauging of the mood on the ground is concerned. But will it actually impact the results in 2024, and which way are things headed at this point in the state of Telangana remains to be seen.